the woman of capitalism, many would say, Margaret Thatcher has died. She was born in 1925. Her tenure as prime minister was legendary from 1979 to 1990, rather. Baroness Thatcher has died. I think of Daniel Jurgen's absolutely magisterial commanding heights, and front and center was what this woman did in 1975, beginning to lead a completely disaffected opposition in the United Kingdom and forever changing the way capitalism is treated. You heard George Bush Sr. and and Ronald Reagan saying it all began with Margaret Thatcher, and she's died. Barry, you see the influence of Baroness Thatcher. It was just truly extraordinary.
No doubt it had repercussions throughout all of the English-speaking world and indeed the rest of the world.
You look at her life and the scope and scale of it, and I think of the Meryl Streep movie, which really focused on her illness.
The Iron Lady.
The Iron Lady. And we forget about what she did. Dan Jurgen opens Commanding Heights with Clement Attlee and Socialist England, and there is this housewife. There's no American equivalent to this, and she became the dynamic force pushing against so much of socialism
coming from
in the United Kingdom.
A very normal family. And what also stands out to me about Margaret Thatcher that I revisited during this entire Euro crisis is her very strong opinion about Britain joining the Eurozone and the Euro, and she talked about the future of Europe, but then she also had these extremely smart sort of preliminary ideas about Europe entering some sort of crisis and that tearing the currency apart.
Yeah, and I like how you say preliminary, that she was always 15 years ahead of time. And then the other thing, Barry, is the Falkland War. We look at North Korea now and the certitude everybody has around any given framework. Remember that day of the Exocet missile?
Yes.
Came down.
That's right. Look, you know, it's hard to think of anything that's not constructive to say of her. She moved England forward into the modern era.